Hey everybody, been a little bit because I was in Australia. I saved space to put in the children clapping and cheering. So a couple weeks ago, we went to Philadelphia because it's baseball season, and we played at the Philadelphia Phillies baseball field, which is called Citizens Bank Park or Citizens Bank. Forget if it's singular or plural. This was actually the first post-baseball game show I've ever done. And I believe this was the first ever Major League Baseball field I've ever been on. So it was kind of cool to be out there for a little bit and just see how big it actually is. I compiled some photos, some video. Philadelphia.
Good morning. It is about 7:20 or so. 7:30 curb call. Go to the baseball field. Gonna go set up. So yeah, let's do it.
So here we are. I fast forward this. This is front of house, production manager, guitar tech, monitors, a couple other crew up front. Here we have breakfast. Breakfast was actually pretty good. Your standard eggs, orange juice. You saw there is some bagels, some water. Always got to get water. When I got onto the riser, this was kind of what it was, I think. Actually, maybe not. No. I set up this and then I was like, hey, I should probably just clip my GoPro somewhere and then I'll time lapse this. So I was getting some things out, some pair of sticks, a stick holder, a light. So one thing I learned when we were in San Diego a couple weeks prior to this, I was setting up the backline kit and I got a terrible paper cut. Where was that? It was like somewhere on my knuckle. It was like the worst place to get a paper cut or something, and it wouldn't stop bleeding. So from now on, crucial thing, I'm always going to wear my gloves when I'm setting up drums because I don't want that to happen again because it was kind of annoying, but I was happy someone had a Band-Aid and I got through it. So I'm very meticulously setting up the stands and just getting them into a close enough position. However, majority of the time as I was setting this up, here's another thing I learned with baseball games or any kind of off-site, whether it's a rodeo or baseball, football, sport event like this. Be mindful of your riser sizes because this was a foot shallower than what we normally use. So having that extra foot definitely threw me for a loop because not everything could really fit on there, especially on the left side with, you'll see later with all the electronics. And if you notice here, the throne isn't really set up yet, but if you look, this light right here, we ended up moving some of these lights, every other one, back on the back side of the truss. Just because literally if the drummer sat here, he would be banging his back up against the light, or the light would knock him out in the head. So be mindful of your spacing as you're working. Just be aware of your surroundings before it's too late, because if we didn't catch that, then come line check out in the baseball field, we would have to have been moving stuff. So be mindful of that kind of thing, your surroundings and space, especially with this kind of stuff. Because you see here, You see there, I had getting a little drum lingo here. He had the backline tech before in charge of all the equipment. He kind of set up close in the vicinity, but based on the space that I had, or lack thereof, I went the other route and took off the centerpiece because I just wasn't able to get the toms where they needed to be. So I readjusted this. Kit looks like a mess now. So, but it's just patience. It's just patience, especially with this. This is, again, it's one of my first ones, so there's a lot of stuff I took out of this for the future. So, setting that up, a lot of the time, honestly, another thing I learned, instead of having the drums already kind of pre-set up to an extent, I'm just going to recommend, hey, just take the drums out of the cases. I'd rather have like a clean slate so then I can start fresh, because in situations like this, even though you want to be adaptable, there are moments where your process in this kind of situation, your process is pretty beneficial. Because if I were to be able to start from the very beginning to where I can set up the kick where I needed it to, in order to then discern in the future, like where mics could fit, or maybe the kick, which it was centered for the most part, although I realized later on the right side I had a lot of extra space. So I kind of wish I was able to just shift the whole kit over, but I wasn't able to because it was already all set up. So there's some predicaments like that where I kind of wish I had nothing set up to where I could do it on my own, and I actually felt like I could get to a ending point quicker. So rather than, then you're having to puzzle and Tetris through like drum stands as well as mic stands. You know what I'm talking about? Having to, Jenga around drum legs and mic stand legs. It's insane. All right, here we go. We're on the field now. We're walking out. The stages are pushed out there, so we're about to go line check. Start connecting between the pieces. So what they do is they will take each section of a stage, separate it, and once it gets all rolled out, they kind of push it up against one another, and then they connect all the pieces. So it's all like a moving set of islands. And so this is where I'm setting up behind monitors. Here's some rig stuff. Here's a photo of the front downstage here. All right, fast forward. This is after dinner, kind of showing you again a little bit of like the island kind of thing. That's our exit and entrance for the stages. Now see, that was the thing. A lot of the stages were odd sizes because these are all sized in order to fit through that. So as it's going through, it's very snug. You'll see later. I took a video of them rolling one of them out. There's the drums. Again, everything's very, very tight, very close. So that laptop over here, that's where Michael is. That's where Michael's standing for teleprompter and lyrics. He's less than a foot away, like really, really close to me. So not a lot of room to work. There's a beautiful sunset of the game. All right, here they go. They're rolling it out. About to be showtime. Game is over. Braves demolished the Phillies. Sorry, Phillies. And here it is. So what's cool is everyone can get a free concert. If they want to stay, they can stay. If not, they can leave. If they don't like Jordan, there's Luke riding in like he's the king. It's great. He loved it. Here we go. It's showtime. It's good crowd. Honestly, there's people up in the nosebleeds. They flocked some people, cattled some people from wherever they were sitting up in front. So that was cool. So they could watch a game on the field. It was pretty sweet. Everyone loved it. Brotherly love, Philadelphia. And yeah, so end the show. There's Jules and Scott riding out. And it was a good show. We hit time. We had maybe like 3 to 5 minutes left to spare, which is perfect. If you're in this situation where it's like multiple island stages like this that get rolled out, make sure ahead of time before when you're setting up, if you're playback or really like anyone for that matter, try to give space with yourself, especially playback. Don't be so close to the line arrays. I am stage left, far stage left in the back. And right behind me are all of the line arrays, all of the speakers and the subs. As the show was going and those subs were kicking, man, my secondary laptop, if you could see, it's not really centered. It started vibrating around. Luckily, it didn't vibrate off, but I noticed that it was moving. So I ended up having to tape it down just because of how close I was. So if anything, next time I'm going to try and see if I can set up on a separated, a separate rolling stage. I think there was some space over by Guitar World, stage left. Probably set up over there next time. But yeah, I was kind of nervous, especially with like all the vibrations and connections. To be certain that it's not going to happen, try to avoid as much as you can vibrations. Try to stay away. I'm looking forward to go see some other baseball games. I like baseball. Baseball. You can do a cool shot. Like, woo! This is baseball. Like that. Okay. See ya.